Welcome to Provence, a region where land meets sea. This area in the south of France is best known for its amazing lavender fields, its sparkling coastline, which is known as the French Riviera, and of course its many hilltop villages, which are nestled high above deep ravines and are steeped in history. In today's video, we're in the Var, which is in the south of Provence, and we're going to be showing you some of the best hidden gems of the region. This is Villecroze, and it's famous for its troglodyte houses which are set into the mountain here. The rest of the village is also pretty delightful and full of pastel hued houses and people playing pétanque in the many squares. You can actually visit the interior at certain times of the year. Unfortunately, I do think it might be closed today, but luckily the village itself and the troglodyte houses are very beautiful to admire from their exteriors, so let's go and check them out. The troglodyte homes have actually been listed as heritage sites since 1924. If you do want to visit, then you have to book a reservation in advance. Unfortunately, we didn't learn that until we actually arrived here, as it didn't say that in any of the tourist brochures. There's also a tourist office for more information about the region. This too is closed exceptionally this weekend, but should hopefully be open during your visit. Once you've seen the troglodyte homes, you'll want to head into the Vieux Village, which is home to a pedestrianised streets and lots of little houses. It says the drinking water of this village will rejuvenate you. Walking through the narrow lanes truly feels like stepping back in history. We're straight back into medieval times, apart from a few different details, such as the Vesper. There are lots of different architectural details to discover, so do keep your eyes peeled when wandering around. We stopped at this little provincial town called Salernes for lunch, where we really enjoyed our galettes and salads. They were all really fresh, and we paired this with a local rosé. We're now on our way down to La Cascade de Sillans. There's only one way to reach the waterfall. It's along the Belvedere, and you have to park at the Place 8th of May 1945 if you want to have a good parking spot, because basically there have been too many tourists in the past, and now the parking is quite regulated so that you don't disturb the residents of the town. It takes around 15 minutes to reach the waterfall itself, and there are a few restrictions in place, including that you can't actually swim, but the waterfall viewing platform is amazing. We're now on our way to our next destination to get some coffee and visit another troglodyte home. We've just arrived in the delightful village of Cotignac. The history of the town actually dates all the way back to the Stone Age when it was first inhabited, but it grew to true prominence during the Middle Ages when towers were constructed at the top of the hill in the 12th and 13th centuries. These square towers are collectively known as the Sentinelles, and today this is widely regarded to be one of the most beautiful villages to visit in the Var. There's lots of little shops and cafes, and of course you can see the amazing castles at the top of the hill. Cotignac is also the only place in the whole world where the Holy Family is alleged to have appeared in the 16th century. Today, there are several churches in town. Water has always played a prominent role in the story of Cotignac, and now there are no fewer than 17 fountains in town. Cotignac is also famous for its troglodyte homes, and for €2 you can visit the complex here. You have to bring cash, as I don't think they accept card, but it's very cool because it's open continuously throughout the day, unlike the place that we went to before where you have to reserve in advance. The steps are very, very steep, so you want to wear comfortable shoes, and it's also very low in places, so do be wary of that. You can't really tell with the camera, but I genuinely can't believe how dark and narrow these homes are. We're using the super wide angle, which makes it look bigger than it is. But honestly, I'm very happy that they have the barriers up when you're traversing across the ravine kind of cliff face, because it's very, very steep on the way to the bottom. Aups is a tiny medieval town which is a little bit off the beaten path in the north of the Var. It's home to several cobbled lanes and eateries, and it does lack some of the charm of some of its neighbours such as Tourtour, but it's definitely worth coming here, especially if you want to head to the market, which happens twice a week on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Ampus is a tiny little village of character in the heart of the Var. There's not much by way of attractions here, but it is very beautiful from its exterior. Within Ampus itself, there's just one little street, and there's a local tabac, and to be honest, not much else. If you have a little more time while you're in the region, then you can head to Draguignan. To be honest, I only recommend going here if you've seen all the other little towns because they're much more authentic and charming. However, Draguignan is not without things to do, as there's a nice church here, several beautiful cobbled lanes, and of course there's several markets here too. This is Tourtour, and it's included in the list of the most beautiful villages in France. It gives amazing views onto the surrounding Var landscape, and the village itself is full of charm with lots of little bistros, restaurants and things to do. So let's go and explore. Although the village has just a population of 585 residents, it is home to the remains of 3 castles as well as several churches. The village centre is completely pedestrianised, meaning that you can explore all of the little shops and cafes at your own leisure. But to be honest, the main joy of a visit here to Tourtour is a chance to sit on a terrace and enjoy a drink and go people watching. Wandering through Tourtour truly feels like stepping back in time. You can even explore a little fossil shop. There's a small fossil museum which was unfortunately closed during our visit, but we did enjoy the rest of the beautiful architecture nonetheless. This is the old lavoir and is where people would have done their laundry in times gone by. That's what I love most about visiting Tourtour. It's all the little vestiges of history. Every time you wander around a corner, you're greeted by a sign of the past. This is a petrified fountain and it's a bit of a hidden gem of Tourtour. Basically, all of the excess water that comes from the lavoir runs down here, and every 4 to 5 years the fountain actually has to be broken up so that the excess water doesn't form too much of calcification, blocking the road. There's one hotel in town which is particularly famous, and that's La Bastide de Tourtour. It's 4 stars, but it's definitely more old school in terms of the service provided, and the focus is definitely on the location and the amazing views from the property. We ended our time in Tourtour by enjoying all of the square lit up by beautiful fairy lights, and then we had a lovely little meal in a local French brasserie which served up classic French cuisine. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more French travel content. See you next time, bye!